Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know,
when you have sisters, you have issues.
If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, welcome back to SIssues, everybody. I'm Phil.
I am Cher.
Cher, not the like Cher with the long black hair singer from like the 60s, 70s, but like your own true self, right?
I'm Cher. I'm so sweet and cuddly.
Okay, enough of that bullshit. Okay, that end part sounded like it should be on a different kind of triple X podcast. Well, today what we're going to be doing is we're back to our Outlander review from a newbie Outland lover to an old Outland lover. 20
Outlander.
years. Yeah, Outlander lover. Okay. But how long has it been since you've
20 years.
Yeah, that's exactly the number I was thinking of. Yeah,
exactly. I started reading them when I was a military wife living in Petaweewa, Ontario, and little AJ was just around 2 years old, and he's 26 now. So you do the math, you buggers out there. And so this was right around the stage in his life where he started to learn how to play independently.
Awesome. Well, we're still in
busy reading.
We are still in season 1, and today we're going to be giving feedback and your entertainment on episode number 5, Rent. So again, same as every other podcast, go get your DVD, get your Netflix set up. Maybe you're like on a roll now. You know exactly what to do before you hit play with us. So
play with us.
Play with us. Anyway, okay. So again, you're going to skip over the recap from the previous episode and go directly to the beginning of the song because we like the song, frankly. Okay. Alrighty. And Miss Sherry Lynn, you're going to give us our countdown?
Countdown. And you know what? When I hit 1, that's when you can hit play. I decided maybe that would be easier for everybody. Okay. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1. There they are.
They're so pretty.
It is so pretty. That stag is just the way it just looks. I don't know if that's stock imaging, or if, they were doing B movie roll kind of stuff.
They probably went out doing B movie roles. Well, and they don't really see it as B movie role because they think that these intros are just as important because the people that have, like edited by so forth, they always look to see where their credit is going to land.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of important to them. So,
yeah. Although I did remember hearing Terry was like, "Why did my name get dropped on this sexy hand?"
It's so true. I remember that. So too funny. But it that's the one nice thing about these intros is they can be brought back to any of the episodes except for the dock scene, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
True story. And that was, I always thought, when first watching, that would be Jamie with the jerk behind his back. But
it's not.
But it's not. No. Yeah.
Dougal. It's Dougal.
Douglas.
There's my next vacation, the Standing Stones. But not really.
Because they're styrofoam and they're not really there. But there's lots of other Standing Stones all around the UK.
Well, we'll see them.
But we are going to go to Scotland. Scotland. I know Andrew does want to go to England as well because he's got sturdy, firm English roots. His father came directly from England.
Well, and I remembered the name of that big gathering in Scotland where they play all the bagpipes. It's called Tattoo.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy.
So we're definitely going to see that.
And Ned Gowan.
He's such a shorty little guy.
Well, compared to Claire.
Bill Patterson.
Yeah, Bill Patterson. He's another extraordinarily gifted actor from the UK.
Yeah.
Very well known. Been in a great deal of things. One of my favorite things that he's in is Fleabag.
Fleabag, that sounds like a really interesting program.
If you have not seen Fleabag, you must watch it.
Okay.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a bloody genius. She's amazing. I absolutely love her with everything that I am. She is a genius. She is young. She is vibrant, and she's perfection. And Bill Patterson plays her dad.
Interesting.
On that show. And Olivia Colman, who is another bloody amazing woman, plays her stepmother.
Oh, very cool. That's
So, yeah,
interesting.
watch
I'll have to
Fleabag.
watch it then. Fleabag.
Yeah.
I just like the title.
Yeah. But yep, there's that coat that we love.
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, it looks like it would be warm for sure.
And of course, Claire is attracted to somebody with, some intellect.
She's drawn to them, right? So,
yeah.
Well,
And
someone she can actually carry on a conversation with.
Yeah. And they seem to be attracted to her as well.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, here he goes with the chest cold.
Yeah, exactly. Live pigs. No live pigs. Like live pigs. I wanted to have one.
Yeah, Wilbur. From Charlotte's Web.
Yeah. That was such a good movie when we were growing up, Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, until they,
Don't give away the ending.
Oh yeah, the spoiler from the show from the book that's 80 years old.
Hey, well, this book was old too, and I didn't even start reading it until last year.
Yeah, because you're annoying and stubborn. And
that's my job. I'm the older sister.
Well, we have another older sister. She's twice as annoying and twice as stubborn.
Not.
She is too. Wanda, you're listening. We love you.
We love you, sister.
You bossy.
But she would find us annoying and not want to be here.
Oh no, she wouldn't want to be here at all. No, because she'd correct us a lot. Oh look, if there was some weed in there, that would be even better. Look at him, puff puff pass. Puff,
but isn't
puff,
it funny, eh? Someone that has asthma, and you just get them to smoke, and they feel better.
Well, certain things do clear the passageways. Like AJ, completely. Like my oldest son, who is asthmatic, if there's cigarette smoke around, automatically his throat starts closing up.
Yeah,
and but pot smoke doesn't bother him near as much.
Interesting.
Yeah. Of course, it's not something that is done on the regular. Edibles are much better. Oils are much better.
Yeah, I think for the most part, people I know just like the good old fashioned plain pipe thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a pipe, whatever.
Yeah.
I would love to be riding a horse in the countryside in Scotland. They said that was the toughest thing about shooting that movie or the show is the horses.
You guys, I think we should play a drinking game.
Oh my God.
For you guys out there in podcast land listening, God. Every time Phyllis calls Outlander a movie, have a shot.
Yeah, that by the end of this, they'll be having a good time for sure. I don't know why. I just can't get it out of my head. Anyway, when I was listening to an interview, they were saying that was the most frustrating part about shooting was the horses. Because they would do their own thing or wouldn't do their own thing. They said it was frustrating.
Yeah. Well, they do. They tend to have a little bit like animals and kids. They tend to have a mind of their own, even. But you can tell that Katrina has ridden before, like that
Yeah.
she's, she knows a horse. And it's funny because that's something that you hear quite often when actors say that they're doing up their CV, and their
Yeah.
CV is basically a resume, right?
Yeah.
So they'll say, they'll ask them, "So, do you know how to ride a horse?" And they're like, "Oh,
Oh
yeah."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Nope.
yeah. Mhm.
I heard that
Yeah.
from a couple of the
Yeah,
actors. Oh yeah, they asked me if I could ride a horse. I'm like, yep.
yeah.
And I ain't never been on one.
Uh-huh. Because you never know if you're going to get the part, right? If that's the
Yeah.
difference that it's going to make. Oh, and here's the
Yeah.
guys sitting around the fire acting like a bunch of pigs.
Yeah.
Mm,
And she's sitting there by herself,
yeah,
even though she's created a connection with Jamie, she's
yeah.
created one
Well,
with Ned
look, these
Gowan, but they're
humping this
still,
kid's face
yeah.
basically and telling his dirty jokes, and yeah, because she's going to feel really comfortable in that situation, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Like,
exactly.
she's like, "Oh yeah, this is hilarious."
I love how part of the fur is still on,
You
and
love
then
it?
the rest. It's interesting
Uh-huh.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, I wouldn't have much of an appetite either, I don't think. It's just, uh,
yeah, I feel bad for her, but she seems to be entertained, but doesn't want to engage, and then but kind of grossed out by what he's saying, and
yeah. Well,
you
that's the
know,
thing. It's you can be you can kind of get yourself into a point where you're trying to be a part of it, but knowing that you're being excluded
yeah,
and not wanting to go into that zone of, okay, if I want to be included, then
yeah,
I also have to be raunchy with them. But if I go into that raunchy zone,
yeah,
these are not exactly the kind of guys that I want to invite into that zone with me,
yeah.
because like Dougal already tried to rape her,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
By them speaking in Gaelic, that's 100% trying to exclude her, whether
Right.
they're talking in English and just making a
Hmm.
joke that's
Yeah.
different, right?
Hmm.
So,
But the basis of their jokes are 100% to put down women and
oh
to
yeah,
make them, so I mean, if they were just making jokes, that would be one thing. But when they're to dehumanize and demean women, and her being the only woman, it definitely excludes her that way as well.
yeah, for sure, 100%.
I love this little place.
It's a nice. I want to call it a little town, but it's like a kind of a village.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, this is one of those places that they have there that are like here, Fort Edmonton, or
Yeah,
Calgary. What's the one in Calgary? Heritage
Fort.
Park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's they're living on clan land, but there's this level of respect,
Well, it's like
give
paying
what
your
you owe.
taxes.
It is, but
Hmm.
the only thing is this is one tax.
Yeah.
Not like us. Let us count the ways and how many different places we get taxed on $1,
Yeah.
you
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
but
But
they're
then we
happy
have
to
health
give.
care, and then we have schools, and then we have roads, and then we have, you
Yeah.
know, they have the protection of the clan. And that's
Yeah.
what they kind of, and their land,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Hmm.
But it's like a big, huge extended family, and there's this huge level of respect, which is
Hmm.
just cool.
Yeah, it sure.
That's
And
cool.
then, we got a pig. Guess what?
I love the look on
Yeah.
Ned Gowan's face.
He's like, "Oh, okay, well, Dougal said we take it." Ah, for
Yeah.
fuck's sakes.
Yeah. And he's the fastest receipt writer I've seen in my entire life. Just,
Mhm. And he does it with a feather,
yep,
right?
exactly.
He doesn't even ballpoint pen.
Yeah,
Uh,
too funny.
they could just find some charcoal or some lead somewhere and fashion him a pencil, it'd be so much easier.
Yeah. Well,
Why
look,
ain't nobody thought of that?
Claire is up and moving, so
And
she's going to get in trouble.
Her skirt's got pockets.
Yeah, all skirts should have pockets.
Every damn dress in the world should have some pockets.
Well, carry their livelihood around with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
We still need pockets and everything.
Yeah.
But no, girls get gypped. Girls get gypped to the pocket hood.
Yep. Exactly.
Even our jeans. What are those jeans that just have little, like, it looks like pockets, but they're sewn close? Who did that to us?
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense.
Rude.
Yeah, exactly. So it's so funny. So this is an actual tradition, and they used to originally do it with their feet. And they can never sing the same song twice during the process. It's bad luck. And you can only move it in the direction of where the sun is. You can't do it counterclockwise. It has to move in one direction. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Yeah.
But that's very interesting fact, Phil. Thanks for the fact, Phil.
It just so happened it was on
I
Facebook.
can almost smell it.
Don't smell the urine.
I think I can smell the pee.
It came up on one of my Facebook feeds anyway, so yeah.
The pee is splashing in my face. Here's the pee, it's splashing in my face.
How come we don't know the words to this song?
Because it's splashing in my face.
Can you imagine if it splashed on your lip?
It would. It would be splashing all over your face. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but... And Claire's just like, just pee. Let's go.
And you also do this as well, not just to set the color, but what it does, it also strengthens the fiber of the wool so it's warmer. Yeah. So there you go. There's my smartness that I learned from someone else today.
Well, we still have 42 minutes left and you've used up all your smartness.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's just fun from here on out.
Oh,
I like that cup.
That cup's cool.
I wonder what it's made of.
I don't know, but whatever she was drinking is strong, and Claire's used to pretty strong.
Yeah.
I hope that's not made of pee, too.
Hey, if they're playing with piss, then they deserve a nice stiff drink.
Mm-hmm. Imagine and they didn't wash their hands.
No, not like we do now. Mm. But then again, that's why maybe the lifespan only to the end of their 40s.
Yeah.
Wash your hands, people. Wash your hands.
COVID. Yeah. No, she's grabbing all of this information.
Yeah. Well, because
those are
I think
horns.
that's like a horn or something, isn't it? Hollowed out? Yeah.
I literally just was saying that.
Oh, well, you copied me. So.
No, I said it first, and you followed up with it. Oh, we've got it. We've got it on.
Let's go.
I was going to say on tape.
Let's go.
This is how
okay,
old
but
we
it
are.
popped into my head first.
And
I'm
came
older,
out my mouth.
So it takes longer to come out of my mouth. So I thought about it first.
That makes no sense. None. Oh yeah. You have to go to the bathroom. You got to pee in the bucket.
The bucket.
Oh, I was like, oh, all right.
I love the look on her first. Yep, right. Her face right here. This bucket.
Geronimo.
It's funny. I have to drink a lot of water to be able to pee on demand.
I would get it would be, what do they call it? The boys, they can't pee on demand or pee when somebody's watching them. Angus, I would kick your ass.
I'm so surprised she said we're not finished. It's like,
yeah.
Since when does it matter?
Right?
Just go.
You smell like piss. That's the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, to the moon, Alice, to the moon.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty bad when a group of guys, can't control one woman. Yeah. Stop trying to control her.
Exactly. What's the thing that I lost my train of thought. Choo choo, train left the station.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I was paying attention to the goat battle.
I love how she's yelling, let go, let go.
I know, and Rupert's looking like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I'm fighting over a goat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Jeez.
oh, it was just insane. He's like, I want the goat. Why am I fighting over the goat? Why do I want this goat so
Can
bad?
I just let her, can she have the
Yeah.
goat? Like, what
Can
am
she
I
just-
supposed to do?
Give her the goddamn goat.
Yeah.
Uh,
Again, she's learning.
And all these
apparently her
women
place. Yeah.
are staring like, I can't believe she's fighting for this goat.
But then as
for
soon
us.
as he says, oh, she's been drinking, then it's like, oh, okay, we got it now. Because no
Yeah.
way would a woman speak her mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this young guy.
Tom Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant Jamie Foster.
Jeremy Foster. He's quite
Jamie
posh.
Foster. He is. But he's handsome.
He is a handsome young lad.
It's too bad he didn't. He's one of those characters I would have liked to stay around a little longer than he did.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? That's one thing I noticed about the series Outlander is they go through so many characters.
Yeah.
You know, like by the end of, like, let's say season 5, if you went back and counted how many characters so far have been in this show, I haven't seen another show that goes through so many at one time like this, like each season.
Well, it's definitely a host of many faces.
Yeah.
There are a lot of shows that, well, like you said, you don't watch very much TV.
Yeah.
So, but it is there's a great deal of, and even the main characters, like each season we've gone through so many different scenarios, right? So,
Yeah.
and then we keep on coming back, right? So you go back to, as seasons go on, sometimes we come back to Scotland, sometimes, you know, the flashbacks, sometimes so we do see some characters revisited, and
Right.
I like how they do that, the little playbacks.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Can you tell me one thing?
What's that?
Frank, does he come back later? All you have to do is say yes or no. Does he come back anywhere after season 5? Oh, but you know what? Like you said, a lot of these flashbacks they don't actually have in the book.
Right.
Yeah, interesting. So based on what you've read from the book so far, do you think they will have more flashbacks?
I
with
suspect
Frank?
that they will have more flashbacks with Frank. That is my suspicion.
You see, that's my suspicion too, because I'm on quite a few Outlander fan base groups that are all over the world.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of spoilers, and I'm okay with that from the book. And just from what I've been reading, that it makes sense that they will be doing more of that, and maybe we will be seeing more of Tobias.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I know there's lots of people out there that don't like the Frank stuff, but as I said, it's a huge part of Claire's story. And a huge part. Well, look at Brianna. I mean, you know, she becomes a huge part of the story too, and he's essentially her father.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, until she was, 16, 17 when he died.
Yeah.
He was her life, right?
Yep.
Now, see, this part is really interesting to me, and how it went through in Gaelic the whole time.
Yes.
You know, for a lot of people, they were like, "Why isn't there subtitles? Why can't we understand what he's saying?"
You don't need to know.
Yeah,
because you can feel.
And not only that, but we're supposed to be watching through Claire's perspective.
Exactly.
And she doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. And that's why we're supposed to be in this spot where we are.
Right.
All we're supposed to be conveying from this at this point is that Jamie's being taken advantage of.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I'd love to run my hands along his back.
Good grief.
Just to feel that. Not like lick it like Jack Randall did, but just to feel what it would feel like.
It's not Braille.
Yeah, I know. Or I could just do the front if you don't want me to do the back. Okay, I would mend his shirt as I was sniffing every inch of it.
Good Lord. I can't imagine his smells any better than anybody else's.
Mm,
Although he
yeah,
does look a slight bit cleaner than some of the other guys.
yeah.
And I like that. I like that he did that. I'll
I'll
mend
mend
my own
my
shirt.
Yeah,
Shirt.
exactly. Shart.
Uh,
She always has this disgusting look on her face. Like something's going to change, but it just isn't.
she gives no fucks. She's
Yeah.
It's like when she passed through those stones, any fucks that she had
Yeah.
stayed in the future.
She is very sarcastic.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like how you're not making friends that way, girl.
I don't think she wants any friends.
Yeah, well, girl, she needs some friends. Jeez.
I think the thing is that, you make attachments and you're just going to lose them.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So don't make any attachments. And it'll be safe when you leave. And that black pudding just looked like 2 burnt up testicles in a bowl, as far as I'm concerned.
Black pudding. I don't know enough about black pudding. When I look at it, though, it looks like Scotch eggs, even though you don't know if there's an egg in it. But it's not. It's black pudding. Yeah.
Scotch eggs aren't all burnt up like that.
No, it just looks overcooked. That's all, because it's got the stuff around the egg, right?
Yeah.
But black pudding. What is
It's
black
like
pudding?
blood.
What?
Yeah. Look it up.
Black pudding is blood?
It's like there's
congealed?
There's like blood something. Blood sausage. Something like that.
Oh, but blood sausage is good.
Just look at no.
Yeah, blood.
Look it up. Look it up.
It's known as blood pudding.
There. See? It's blood.
Regional type of blood sausage originating in the United Kingdom and Ireland, made from blood pork with pork fat or beef suet, and a cereal, usually oatmeal, oat groats, or barley groats.
They just got rid of that pig.
It has some pork.
Yep. See? It's made of blood.
Blood. Like congealed, rolled up. But I wonder what that would taste like. We're so quick to think, ooh, it's blood. But, if we really knew what went into our
blood
food.
Butt.
Yeah, blood butt.
Blood butt. I don't want any of that.
Okay, you're grounded. That's enough. Put you in the corner. Time out.
No, I'm not listening to you. I don't have to. You're not the boss of me.
That's only because you're 3 hours away.
Even if you were here. Like, nuh-uh.
That's okay. I would just sit on you and we would be done.
Oh, there's
this is sad. This one I really had still a hard time understanding, because these people are on their land. So
this is the watch.
Yeah, I know, but he should be sticking up for the people on his land,
The watch is a different kind of.
Yeah, they're on Mackenzie land. They should be helping out their people. So, but he doesn't. He goes and keeps friends with the watch, so no further crap happens, right?
Yeah, because the watch is a bunch of bad guys.
Yeah, let's see it.
It's just the way it goes, though.
Yeah. There's some big birds, man.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do as a family after that, right? Your house is burned. They steal take your livestock, everything you have, and what do you do from there, right?
Yeah. Rebuild, I guess. At least your walls are made of stone.
Yeah. Crazy. I had to stop bouncing my knee.
Oh, was that? I thought somebody was knocking at the door.
No, that was me. I had my chair turned and it was sitting against my desk, and then I started bouncing my leg, and then it's like, oh, what's that noise? Oh,
it's me.
yeah, it's
I'm
me.
the noise.
That happens often. Or if I'm sitting at a table with people and my hands are on the table and I'm bouncing my leg, it bounces the whole table and I'm wondering why people are looking at me.
Oh, God. That chicken does look good.
Okay,
It
now
looks
I'm
like
hungry.
chicken.
Make me a sandwich.
But it's stolen chicken, so Claire's not going to want any.
No,
I know it's not chicken. Whoever wants to correct me, go ahead.
it's foul.
That's what Claire thinks so.
It's a foul of
Oh.
some sort.
Well, Claire thinks it's foul and she's not going to eat any.
You know what? There's no holding her tongue ever, right?
Mm-mm.
Just
Nope.
Doesn't matter what kind of trouble it gets her into. It's yeah. I think
she was having a good hair day that day. Like it curled pretty good for her.
Yeah.
Maybe there was no rain that day. Yeah, the sun looks pretty shiny.
You know what? When I know later on in the seasons, people complain, how come Brianna's hair is straight and then once she goes through the stones and all of a sudden it's curly?
Because she
But
didn't
if
have an iron to straighten it with anymore.
Right, because if you look back at the beginning of the season, it showed her and Claire together when she was little in a library, and what? Yep, her hair was curly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Yep, it's naturally curly, and like a lot of girls, in those years, they would iron their hair straight.
yeah, exactly. Woman. Okay, so I'll tell you right now, that's one of my bitches is you call me woman and you're going to hear from me because I hate that word. Not being a woman, I don't hate. Is being called woman, it's like kiss my red rosy elbow.
It's like I've never really even thought of it.
Oh yeah.
Because I've never had anybody single me out as my gender.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty arrogant.
And that's where it comes from. Mm-hmm. Arrogance, right? Mm-hmm. It's when it's said arrogantly like that, like, you may as well call me an idiot.
Are.
Yeah.
This is what makes you who you are, is your gender.
Yeah. No.
Suck it.
No, it's how my ass kicks yours is what makes me. Yeah.
And you are an ass kicker.
It's like the further they go, the less they get. You know what I mean? The further they go on their voyage. And I feel so bad for these guys. They look so sad. But you know what? Hey, they're lined up with everything that they have. You know what I mean?
They still show up.
They do.
Well, it makes you wonder, what about the people that don't show up?
But I think
what would they do to the people that don't show up?
Yeah.
Like, does he send a party of people to go looking for the people that don't show up? Do they go and is that what they send? Do they send the watch to...
I think because the clan is as tight as they are, I think they do show up just like this guy, right? Mm-hmm. You know what? And this is where, Dougal's sensitivity comes back out. He's just being honest with Dougal. They took everything and I have nothing left. Yeah. And Dougal, again, it's taking care of the clan. That means a lot to him, right?
Yeah. Well, it just makes me wonder. Because there might be people that don't have that same sensibility. Mm-hmm.
Well, and because they record it all, I'm sure they, do something.
Okay, well, that goes against the narrative that Claire has been writing in her head.
Right. But then again, she's got to open her mouth and come up with the conspiracy as to why he's doing it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'd like her to have like just this little zipper on just the corner of her mouth so that she can just all the way up. But then, it would leave for a boring scene.
Exactly.
So, right?
Mhm. Well,
She
and
is
that's
who
the
she
thing.
is.
And people were saying that before, like, oh my God, I can't believe she just won't shut up. You know what? This is what TV drama is all
Exactly.
about. You have to
And
have conflict.
but also, you think about it, if you were to take her from there and put her in real life, just because she's a woman that speaks her mind, it makes her bad.
Hmm.
You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Yep. And going against the grain in
Hmm.
a society like this, it's going to make you stand out.
Yeah.
She's going to look like, and people want to say, oh my God, she's such a bitch. No, no, that's not what it is. It's
Mm-mm.
she's a woman from another time. And
Yeah.
even that time, she
Hmm.
was more modern than she,
Yeah.
let's say, should have been,
Well, she was.
because she was raised in an
Hmm.
environment that, wasn't, cohesive with the time that she was being raised in.
No, exactly. She was a much more forward thinker,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even for the
absolutely.
time that she was growing up in.
Yep,
So for her to come
exactly.
to this time and just go to a submissive place
Yeah.
is absolutely not natural in any way, shape, or form. So she wouldn't just be acting out like she would in, you know,
Yeah.
these years that they're showing right now. She
Yeah.
would be really clawing back. I just don't think, where people think, oh, she just needed to be really submissive. I don't think
Yeah.
it's a natural place for her to be.
No, no,
And
not at
to
all.
think that she wouldn't is just, I think it's so far out in left field. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it would be really boring to watch.
I'm glad that she remembered this part,
Yeah.
remembered that one phrase, and then she logically didn't just
Yeah.
dismiss everything. Like she didn't just stick to what she originally thought. She allowed herself to change her perception of what was going
Hmm.
on, right?
Yep. Yep. She heard the words.
Yeah.
She put things together, and it made sense now.
Yeah, exactly.
She was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
what this is.
But I ain't going to say I'm sorry, because I think she's only done that, what, twice in the entire 5 seasons.
Well, there's this thing called pride,
Yeah.
and
Oh, wait.
it's not just reserved for men.
No.
I really hate when people say, well, it's because of his pride that he didn't do this, and because of
Yeah.
his
It's
pride that he didn't do
excuse.
that. And then for women, all of a sudden, we're not allowed to have pride. We're supposed
Yeah.
to say we're sorry all the time,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, we have pride too. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, so if they're allowed to be proud, and I think we're allowed to be proud.
Yeah.
um it is an excuse, but damn it, sometimes it's really hard to swallow that pride.
Yeah. It really is. But you know what? I think if you're open to change,
Yep.
if you are open to repair,
Yep.
then it's okay. You need to swallow that pride and move on. Otherwise, you're going to be enveloped in your own pride all by yourself.
Yep. And this is what's happening right here.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how it goes from, Jamie having to be
Hmm.
under Dougal's command, and
Yeah.
how later on that changes so vastly.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Hmm. Yeah. Jamie, just pissed because he has to, like, he didn't want to
See,
have to be the
no.
person that show your back to. And it's funny because he's just punching the tree for the hell of it.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
ouch.
Mm.
That hurts my knuckles. My skin is so delicate.
And in the book, it was Claire that suggested to him
To
that
hit
he
the
punch
tree.
the tree.
Yeah. Instead of, what
Yeah.
was he punching?
He wasn't
Oh.
punching anything. He was just holding the rage in.
Oh, I thought he was punching something else, like rocks or something stupid.
No, I don't think
know.
so.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No, he was just holding the rage in. And, she,
Yeah.
sometimes it makes you feel better if he actually hit some. Oh, he said he wanted to hit Dougal.
Yeah.
And she said, it might make you feel better if you just hit a tree.
Yeah.
And then she got up and walked away and turned around and looked, and he was punching the tree.
Too funny. She looks pretty there.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's ever any time.
I know. It's just her. It's not necessarily what. Yeah.
There's a radiance about this woman.
Yeah.
That I think goes beyond her exterior looks.
Yeah.
Because of course we all know she was a model.
Yeah.
But there's just something about her that goes beyond that she just has this radiance about her.
And I was surprised, learning more about Sam Hugh and how different he is, of course, I think of him as Jamie, just watching the series. But then once I started following him and, seeing what he does, like this guy just never stops. Right. No. But, he seems introverted to me.
Very much.
And almost like being trained to deal with an audience, right? Mm-hmm. He seems more and more comfortable. And I think that's a confidence, but I really like him as just a human being. Mm-hmm. He's just like busy guy though.
Yeah. I think really that's part of a coping strategy, to be perfectly honest with you. He's going to be, because, that introversion, if you're going to be in the public eye, and he is in the public eye. I think what he did was, I have to be in control of each of those minutes that I'm in the public eye. Because people that are introverted like that, people that are very private people, need to be in control of their environment.
Yeah.
It's something that's really ingrained in you. So for somebody like that, then if they're in the public eye all the time, but they have no control of it, that you can spiral really quickly. So
do you know who he reminds me of?
Oh.
Based on, his strong, amazing looking, like character, mm-hmm. and then him himself, still single, that sort of thing. He mm-hmm. reminds me of a George Clooney type of person. He does, mm-hmm. he's a gorgeous human being.
Yeah.
And he is a phenomenal actor. Yeah. And, I've seen him in just clips here and there of other things. But I think now that he's matured into the actor he is, I hope that he moves forward in roles that suit him, not just for the role, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because he's amazing when it comes to well-suited roles, for mm-hmm. sure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like being back then in that time and stumbling upon that? That was like,
that's disgusting.
But you know what?
People are gross. Like no matter, like it's just human beings are foul. Mm-hmm. Like there's just like you can see the best of humanity, mm-hmm. but the worst of humanity, and that hasn't changed in hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Like we still, like as any species on this planet, we're the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of growing up to do.
Uh-huh. Well,
we need a good spanking.
Climate change is like, hold my drink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. That was a good one.
Yes. And here we go again with the show.
Yeah.
Collecting the monies. This spit flying from his mouth.
He's passionate, right?
That's one thing he has.
Yeah. Give me your damn money. Right mm-hmm. there in the plate. Come on.
Mm-hmm. At least he didn't have to strip Jamie today. He had his talks because of the boys that they had, men they had to bury.
Yeah.
Imagine having the letter T carved in your belly.
But you know what was really great about that is, they didn't just because they were passed on, they didn't just continue on. They took them down. They gave them a proper burial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that, again, that tends to his lighthearted side, right? And devotion to his people.
This was a nod to one of the scenes in the book. Not exactly the same, of course, because you can't do that. And that was one of the biggest disappointments for a lot of book readers, I think, was that, there's so many good, rich scenes in the books that you just cannot put on to screen so many of them. But this was a really great nod to him. Yeah. And I loved it. I loved this scene.
Okay, but how many damn times does she have to trip over Jamie?
Well, how many damn times does Jamie have to lie on the ground and not supposed to be there?
That's too funny. It's so funny.
Trying to protect you.
This is the part where I start to see her look at him a little bit differently. And especially knowing that he's outside of her door to protect her. And that's the whole reason for laying there and getting in the way again. You can definitely see they're from different time periods because she thinks nothing of inviting him into the room. And he's like, whoa, bitch, like what?
Yeah, not proper.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I don't know. It would be so nice to have just a little bit of that thoughtfulness now, just that little bit of conservative, or it's just like, come on in, let's bang. Like, let's just get it over and done with.
Mm-hmm. I think some of it's coming back slowly with, because consent is becoming a dialogue.
Yes,
between
as
young
it
people.
Should.
Right.
As it
right.
should.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's becoming a dialogue between young people before, like it wasn't a thing when we were growing up.
No.
No, you kiss this person, you hug this person, you it was like there's
now you owed it to them. You gave them all false pretenses as to how this was going.
Exactly.
You smooched them, so there you go. Yep. Open wide, ladies.
Yep. No. So that's just the way things was, and so I think it is changing. I think that concept is changing for young people. Young people are getting older now before they're having their first sexual experience.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that too is because of how the people say, well, kids see sex too early and kids see, as the things is they're being exposed to some things too early, but also body shaming is not, they're becoming used to seeing the human body. They're asking questions. They're knowledgeable about these things. So they're not having to, they don't have to experiment with it because they know. Whereas we were exploring way too early. We were doing things way too early. That's really not becoming the case anymore.
But what kind of conversations did we ever have with our parents regarding stuff like that? Zip, diddly squat. If you had, when my boys were little, I used to sit down and we used to talk about anything and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. And
same.
Of course, nobody's perfect, but I think it's important that you have a dialogue about everything. Mm-hmm. Don't make it taboo so that they won't go seeking, ooh, I'm doing something I shouldn't do. Yep. It's taboo at my house. No, just keep that line of communication open on any topic.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's why I think kids are, they're having their sexual experiences later now. Mm-hmm. Is because they are aware of everything now.
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't need to experience it for themselves. They've seen it.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
I wonder why she came back and insisted. insisted it as fact.
Mm.
How she thought it would make a difference to him. You know what I mean?
Because he's intelligent. I think that's why, because she thought she could level with him on a different level than the other people. And I think that was a little bit arrogant of her.
Exactly. Because without knowing the full circumstance, again, the intelligent person will just jibber jabber, you know?
Yeah. Well, she doesn't know the full truth. That's where Ned's going. She doesn't know, like, how could she possibly know?
Yeah.
And she's thinking, well, Ned knows I'm smart and Ned knows I'm intelligent, so hopefully he'll take me for my word.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't, she's frustrated. And so it's
this
trying
conversation
to compare
is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm having a hot flash.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my first one today. Holy
somebody
cow.
got a hose.
Oh, I gotta turn the heat off in the room.
Listen to her. Oh. Now, you know what? I love this.
Yep, I do too.
You know, he was talking shit, and Angus was like, not taking this anymore, you bunch of yahoos.
But you know what? In some way, you know what? It's been a long time since we had a drag out fight. We need some exercise.
And Willie getting into the mix.
Oh my God, for any of you ladies who have hot flashes, man, my heart goes out to you because I can't find my fan. What the hell? I had two of them.
And now Claire's out there fixing everybody and giving them shit as she's cleaning them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look at that's one of my favorite faces, Angus' face.
Well, I know he hit some guy in the chops and he goes, ow, because his cut is getting cleaned. I like how she's humbled here, though. You don't see her humbled very often.
And look who did it, though.
Exactly.
It was also Murtaugh that did it because he knew, you know what? You're going to have empathy for these guys now.
Yeah. Stop judging them.
Yeah. They were defending your honor.
Yeah.
They and just like you, he was saying, you know what? Okay. They can make fun of you. They can talk about you, but like hell, anybody else is going to.
Damn right. No one's going to make fun of my sister but me.
See?
But that was a long time ago because I totally got your back on everything.
I love this. I believe your left hands get jealous of your right. I love how he burst out. This is my favorite.
It's so funny. I never heard a woman make a joke before.
Even the horse laughed. Did you see that?
That's hilarious. Joke.
Eat a joke.
That's too funny. Good for her.
They've never heard a woman swear. They've never heard a woman talk back.
Yeah.
Never heard a woman tell a joke. Is she really a woman? Yep, she is.
Can you imagine?
The best kind of woman.
You know, what you would have seen if you were standing on the sidelines watching what was going on at Culloden Moor. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of people that say when they visit, they can feel the heaviness.
How could you not, though, if you were, if you had any kind of sort of, you know, respect for the history or, you know, of everything that they lost in that time period. It wasn't just that they lost their lives. They lost the way they lived, everything they knew, you know, they could
how they spoke, what they wore, what
could be killed for having their tartan still. You know what I mean? Like, it's so sad.
Yep.
And they're still fighting to this day, not fighting, sorry.
Yep.
They're still political, whether Scotland should be separated from the UK and, know.
Exactly. Yep. They're still fighting for freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a fight. I mean,
God bless Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I haven't been able to do yet, is to find any of our family, from our family tree that still live in Scotland. I've tried to reach out to a few people who kind of fall in our lineage.
Right.
That I've
Is that
tracked
the
down.
trail lineage?
Yes, the trail lineage.
And that's TRAILLE there, right?
No, it can go anywhere from the LLE to the double L or the single L.
Oh,
so
okay.
our name deviated in those three surnames. So, but they do, the last known family where one daughter married someone, they moved to Canada, and then the son moved because his sister was lonely. But the rest of the family stayed behind, and from that lineage, there's still people in Aberdeen, Scotland. So Aberdeenshire, that's where they moved from. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to reconnect, not like, hey, I'm your cousin. It's just like, hey, it's kind of cool. We have the same ancestors. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
See, now the fight was change for them as a group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They trust her a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not maybe so trust, but you know what? Hey, go ahead.
It's an acceptance.
Have your minute. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're a part of the group a little bit more. Maybe little.
Do you remember the river at the camp?
Yep.
I love that. I have such good memories there.
Me too. Me and Andrew had sex in that river.
Don't falls in, remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Part of the river was cold, and then the other part was so warm. There was a natural seat in the falls.
Yep. That's it.
So nasty, Cher.
We can see Nanny and Grampy from
Oh my God, they were there with you?
Well, we couldn't get down there by ourselves. Nanny and Grampy, the man who shall not be named, all of them were up, and we could see them from where we were.
Oh my gosh, could you not have been a little bit more discreet?
We were like 15.
Still. Oh, I never.
It sounds so bad when I say it now, but
because
they were the good old days, man. They were the good old days. Oh,
I like
this
uniform.
one.
I like uniform.
I like uniform. Ugh.
I know, right? I like a uniform. He's a good guy in a bad army.
Yepers.
I wonder what that doohickey necklace is. I gotta find out what that is.
Covers their heart. Like it's like a shield, like if they get shot. Doing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or it just looks like that?
No, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I don't know if
it's like a bulletproof
metal or something.
I think it's like a bulletproof thingy. If they get shot there, then
it's not big enough.
Yeah.
No, because if they shot him from the side, it's still going to go through his heart.
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I didn't even notice if anybody else had it on.
Could be wrong.
And really, if you paused this long, someone would have said, "What's the matter? Don't you have an answer for me?" Crazy. Well, that's Rent. So that episode is over and done with.
Another one in the bag.
I know, right? What did you call me?
Another one, you old bag.
Biatch?
Yes, jeez. I am.
Holy shit, sis.
Now, this is a story that I am really glad I can't relate to, but You can, so have at her.
Oh man, I can totally relate to this. I can relate to this as a freaking adult already. So this is by a Trixie464 on Reddit. She says, my sister had just started cooking food and was mastering the art of mac and cheese. She asked if I wanted to help, and I got all excited because she had never wanted to do anything with me. So, of course, I said yes. She told me to hold the strainer over the sink, so I did, with the biggest grin of my life thus far. My sister poured boiling water and noodles over both of my forearms into the strainer. Easy to say, we still don't cook together. Oh my God. So my oldest sister, when we were grown-ass women with kids of our own, she was making spaghetti and she asked me to hold the strainer, and instead of getting it in the strainer, she got it all over my hands. But without a blink of an eye, I'm like, oh, she's like, oh, is that burning? I'm like, yeah. She puts it down and then walks away and continues making her spaghetti. Like, I love my sister, but dang, that hurt a lot.
What a bitch.
Oh my God. Oh
She's
my God.
listening. She's listening. You know she listens. And wow. And you know what? She'll be like, I don't remember that.
No. I guess that's the glory of being old.
Oh my God, what do you mean?
Oh my gosh, I was wearing even this green slip dress. Like, I remember exactly what my hair looked like. I remember what I was wearing. Oh my God.
And the look on her face when she walked away to make her own spaghetti.
It was almost like a suck it up and just walked away. But even though she didn't say it, it's like, oh, I'm busy making spaghetti sauce. Leave me alone.
Oh, didn't she say run that under cold water?
Yeah, I think that was at some point with her back turned to me. Such a wiener.
Wow. Oh, that's so lovely, isn't it? Yeah. It's another reason I stay out of the kitchen. I know I'm going to hurt myself. My husband's a chef. There's a good reason for that too.
Well, there you go. That's a bonus.
Mm-hmm. It is not for my ass, but
No.
you know.
So guys, please make sure you join us for another episode of SIssues and our sister segments at the end of each and every podcast. Remember, guys, blood or bond, please, we want to hear your stories. Visit us at SIssues.ca or at any of our social media platforms, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.